Is there something you can do on the, it seems like the separation of powers issue would be taken off the table if you had some ethics demands and disclosure demands during the confirmation process that were over and above this. Is there a way to do that? Is there a way to do this on the front end that sort of erases any constitutional question?
No, because if you try to do it on the front end and get a pledge of some sort in the confirmation process, well, we saw how the pledges on Roe v. Wade went in the confirmation process.
Right.
And then second, you get onto the court and there you are, and there's no process for determining what the facts are. That's part of the problem here. When Justice Thomas failed to recuse himself from the January 6th investigation that turned up his wife's communications, he made the case that that was okay because he had no idea that she was involved in insurrection activities. That is a question of fact. That's something that could have and should have been determined by a neutral examination, and then we'd all know. And so the problem with the Supreme Court is that they're in a fact-free zone as well as an ethics-free zone.
You have spent a lot of time focused on the Federalist Society. And sort of you don't call this a conservative court, you call it a captured court. It's a strong charge. I mean, you basically said that this court is bought and paid for by the Federalist Society. That's a strong charge. How do you defend it?
Well, first of all, I don't think the Federalist Society was exactly the institution that did this. If you go down the hall from the Federalist Society, you see the Judicial Crisis Network, which is the group that put up the ads for these judges. Leonard Leo, who is a common operative between the two, runs another dozen or so front groups. And the whole thing together has been estimated to be about a $580 million spend by a bunch of right-wing billionaires. So in the same sense that in the old days, railroad barons used to capture the Railroad Commission so it would do the decision, I think there's a very strong case to be made that that is exactly what has happened to the court right now.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.